Hello everyone, it's your boy Minato here, and we're back with some more Dokkan battle discussion. So today we have actually something that came out last night on the global version of the Dokkan Twitter. So this is a producer letter that came out. So basically, just to kind of go over what's happening here, this is the Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle International Version Operation Team. Thank you very much for watching the Dokkan NAS special and for the many comments. Are you enjoying the 350 million download reached campaign? Without further ado, here's this month's letter from the producer full of juicy details about the newest content. So, this is pretty good. I really love when they do stuff like this. It definitely, the open discussion in a sense with the community, letting us know what kind of stuff that's going to come ahead of time in a sneak peek, like other than like the in-game news and stuff like that. Something more personalized like this, in a sense, I feel like is definitely pretty cool to see. So I would love more stuff like this to come in the future. And since it says this month's letter, I'm presuming that this could possibly be a monthly thing, which is very cool. Obviously, the biggest part of this newsletter is what we're going to be mainly discussing today. So, just to kind of zoom in here. Available first in the international version, there's going to be the Extreme Z Battle Giant Ape Edition coming soon. For October, they have prepared some events that will be available first in the international version. So global first, which is pretty cool, honestly. I didn't think that they were going to do more global first only stuff based on the last time global first stuff happened was it Blue Galagan Goku? That's a long time ago. So I feel like that, no, it was STRUI Goku. So over a year ago, all the way, wasn't that May, Goku Day of Global? So that was May 9th. 2019. Obviously, it's the time of recording this, it's October 1st, so that's a very long time ago. And honestly, I thought they're gonna be done with global first, but I think it's pretty cool so that they're doing this, as long as you don't screw it up like always. We'll see. So starting from the 7th, which is actually in less than a week right here, you'll be able to Extreme Z Awaken Goku, Vegeta, and Radix that belong to the Giant Ape power category. So it's these three units, the Kid Goku, Grade A Vegeta, and Grade A Radix here. So that's pretty cool. They're also going to hold a social media campaign where Dragon Souls and items can be distributed based on the total amount of times we clear this stage on the global version. Join the fighting awesome rewards. So yeah, this is very interesting. There's also this right here that I'm considering making a video discussing possibly, but just kind of cover it. There's going to be a special sticker. A lot of people think that there's going to be something regarding a Blue Galagan Goku. I personally think it's possible when we see a Dokkan Festival, which I did actually make a video of a concept for Universe 6 Tournament's Blue Galagan Goku. So if you haven't checked that out, feel free to go ahead and take a look there. When I do those concept videos, I kind of go back into the show, watch what kind of happened during the fight, and kind of bring those moments into the card itself. Definitely is very fun to do, and honestly, I actually like that video of the other concepts I made a lot more, so feel free to check it out, definitely. But yeah, there's basically going to be this as well, but also starting between the 7th and the 20th. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen here, because this EZA stuff drops on the 7th. Now, the one thing to consider is another reason why I don't like to kind of talk about this is I seriously also did confirm previously that Kid Gohan should be the next Dokkan Fest. But yeah, I think I might just make a separate video on that, just to kind of speculate and talk about it in more detail. But yeah, I did make EZA concepts for these guys, of course. I did kind of, what I did for basically these guys is these guys are very plain, so I watched a little bit of fights that they had, and along with that I looked at other cards they currently have in game, and kind of like other recent buffs and passive type skills that they've been adding that I feel like could be very interesting to see. So honestly, let's just hop right into it. So we have first the Vegeta Giant Ape Power for a Deathmatch. Right now he gives 2 keys, 70% HP and defense on a super attack on his leader skill main. His super attack, he doesn't do anything. He gets 70% attack and defense when HP is 80% or less, and then he has a chance of turning to Giant Ape up to 2 times. So his stats are decent, I guess. Like, his defense is actually pretty solid, but once he EZAs, he gets almost 12k defense, which is pretty good, and he has 16k attack. Honestly, I think this is pretty good stats overall. 16k attack could definitely be very helpful, and 11.6k defense is pretty cool too. One thing you have to consider though is that these units are very old, so the key multipliers are kind of low. 135% is definitely not what you would want to see from a key multiplier. Nowadays, bounty units have at least 140%. That's basically the norm. I don't remember the last time a unit released with the key multiplier under 140%. And, you know, key multipliers are very, very important. Like this, like, even though it's only like 135% to 140%, it makes a pretty solid difference all in all. So that's something to really consider about these units as well. But yeah, let's go ahead. I'll close these two up for now. And let's take a look at what I feel if Grade A Vegeta could look like post Easy Ace. So let me actually make this smaller. So, Grade A Vegeta. Leader skill. All types key 3, HP attack and defense plus 70%. That makes the most sense to me based on his leader skill right now, although it's AGL types right now. The reason why is because we get a lot of units nowadays that are just all types leaders for like 70% or something. Kind of like fitting for an Extreme Z area and stuff like that. I think it would make the most sense for this Vegeta as well, considering the other two units leader skill as well. And based on the 70%, I don't think they're gonna... I mean, it could be AGL types key 3 90%, I guess, but I feel like the all types would be more likely. So, Galagan Extreme. I feel like his super attack effect, again, stacking attack and defense, he causes supreme damage and he greatly lowers defense. Now, the reason why I give him the super attack effect is it's actually very similar to... Well, I might as well put up the unit right here, because that's a lot of where I got this unit from in terms of his details. I believe this guy should have... Yeah, here he is. So this Vegeta right here, the Exchange Vegeta Nappa. I gave him this, he has massive lowers defense right here, so I'll give him lowering defense as well. He greatly raises attack and defense one turn, but I gave him the stacking. I feel like that would make sense. Plus, we have other Vegetas from the same saga, like the Budoten Vegeta. He raises attack and defense, I believe, at 44% for 4 turns. And then we have the physical Galagan Vegeta, where he also stacks attack and defense. So, I think this would make sense, honestly, if they give him stacking right here, since he does do the Galagan. I give him attack and defense plus 140% at the starter turn. Just pretty good starter turn attack and defense. An additional key 3 and attack and defense plus 80% when the HP is 80% or less. So he does keep this HP restriction in a sense. I give him the 3-8 kind of thing going on in a sense. Actually, it's 3-8, but whatever, not 3-18. Same difference, whatever, I don't care. I think this is pretty good, honestly. He's going to be hitting pretty solid stats at the very least, especially with the stacking. And he has big bad bosses as well. I gave him, he reduces damage received by 30% when he's facing a super class enemy. That's obviously in the fight. I think Saiyan Saga Vegeta takes a lot of attacks and a lot of hits, and he survives a lot of things like the 4x Kaioken Kamehameha, or the Spirit Bomb, or Great Ape Kid Gohan falling on him. There's a lot, and I feel like giving this guy damage reduction makes the most sense. It's kind of similar to how Legends does as well, where in Legends, Vegeta has like a damage cut against like Sun Family Ultimates or something like that, I believe. I don't really play Legends that much anymore, so I can't say for sure, but I believe that's how it works. But yeah, just 30% damage reduction makes sense. I kept this Great Ape conditions the same, because I don't think they're going to really change the Great Ape conditions. I think they're probably going to stay the same as it is. Just that chance of turning to Great Ape. I think that chance is like, what, 10% chance, right? If I double check here. Yeah, 10% chance to turn into Great Ape. And outside of that, I gave him in his Great Ape form, key 3 at the start of turn. And he greatly raises attack temporarily, so... This is exactly like Tapion's super attack effect, except he doesn't lower defense, but the greatly raised attack is actually pretty solid to have. It's temporarily because it's for that specific slot only, just like Tapion. But yeah, I think he's a pretty solid unit, honestly. Mostly stats, and the damage reduction can be very helpful for, say, like Pure Saiyan's Extreme Super Battle Road or Giant Form Extreme Super Battle Road. I kind of designed these units in a sense to be used for the Giant Form Super Battle Road stage, so they may be a little more Super Battle Road-esque, but this guy also stacks, so he'll be useful in long events too. Now here's the STR Radix Great Ape. I went a little more into a depth, I think you could say, with how original the Radix is in a sense. So this Radix, if we cover what he does per EZA, when HP is 30% or above, he gets key 3 and attacking defense plus 30% to all allies, so just make that all allies 70% attack. HP attack and defense, same as the Great Ape Vegeta. Spoiler alert, Kid Goku will be the same. His super attack effect, he does nothing. He gets 12% attack and defense per key sphere obtained. He turns through a giant ape when conditions are met. Obviously, he only has a 10% chance of doing that up to twice. So his passive skill right here. Well, let's take a look at his super attack effect. I give him greatly raised attack and defense for 1 turn. He causes supreme damage and lowers attack. Now, there's no Radix that actually lowers attack in the game, I believe. The greatly raised attack and defense, I kind of just went look at his super attack, and I feel like it kind of would make sense to give him like a great raise of attack and defense. He does the double Sunday. And along with that, the lowering attack, I feel like double Sunday seems like an attack that like lowers attack. It kind of has like that drill effect, kind of like how... What's the word? If you think of that Tech Piccolo that doesn't awaken yet, the one he also does, I believe, the Special Beam Cannon. It's another kind of spin drill move. You know, Rhoda does a spin drill move and lowers attack. I feel like that would make sense. Or he steals that, I think. But I think lowering attack right there makes sense for him. And the greatly raised attack and defense, obviously, he's very good for a nuking type unit. So for his passive skill, I gave him attack and defense plus 30% at the start of turn. He gets an additional 18% attack and defense per key sphere obtained. Obviously, that's where the 318 kind of comes into play. So this is pretty good, honestly. He gets an additional attack and defense plus 18% when performing a super attack per giant ape power or giant form category ally. Actually, I should add that. Ally attacking within the same turn. So in total, he can get an additional 54% attack and defense when he's performing a super attack. On top of this, and then with this as well, he's actually going to be putting up pretty nice stats all in all. I also gave him, he changes age-oak type of key spheres to STR key spheres at the start of turn. And he can randomly change a certain type of key spheres, excluding STR, to rainbow if his HP is 80% or lower. And of course, he turns into giant ape. So overall, I think his Radix is pretty good. He would be very, very powerful in game. He probably would be better than Vegeta, to be honest, based on the design, if you are under 80%, because he's going to be making his own orbs and then rainbow key spheres. He's going to be able to get like 10 plus orbs as a nuker right there, greatly raising attack and defense with the multiplicative buff and passive. Like, it's going to be more so he explodes in the giant ape power and giant form team. I feel like if you don't have this, he'll still be solid, but with this is where he really will probably stand out, and that's what I kind of wanted. I would like this Radix specifically to be more so based around those teams. I think it would make the most sense to me, especially since I see him like as an attack lowering units, super battle royale type unit as well. He'd be pretty good because he does lower attack, and he gets a lot of defense. So yeah, his great ape Radix form, however. Oh wait, I should actually bump this down here. Yeah, but so great ape Radix. His super attack effect, he greatly raises attack temporarily, causes destructive damage, same as Vegeta. His passive skill, he randomly changes a certain type of key spheres to rainbow, so guaranteed for that turn, and he gets key 1 per rainbow key sphere obtained. So he makes his own rainbow orbs, and then he gets key 1 per those rainbow orbs, which will allow him to super attack very easily. Although, also by the way, I didn't cover this, but Vegeta gets 3 keys at the start turn. Very easy for him to get a super attack as well. And then this actually will allow him, when he de-transforms from Great Ape, he will be able to get those rainbow key spheres if he isn't under the HP threshold. So that's going to be pretty good. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing else really to say about the Radix. He's kind of just a big nuking type unit. I kind of looked at, like, for example, in Rage Trunks, I kind of looked at him a little for the double rainbow orb changing. This is very similar to, like, say, transformed into Super Saiyan Future Gohan, stuff like that. Just pulled kind of stuff from other units. He doesn't really share any similarities to the other Radixes, because he doesn't have, like, damage reduction. He's not an AoE. He doesn't stun. But I feel like this would be good. Maybe this could change it to a medium chance to stun or something, if you want to kind of make him similar to the other Radixes in general. But I think this is pretty good. I would love to see him like this, actually. He'd be pretty powerful. His stats, he has 11k defense and almost 16k attack, so it's pretty solid. But his key multiplier is 130%. That's because he is a nuker, so that's why I kind of went a little out with the attack. You may be thinking, oh my god, he's going to be hitting so hard. But he's going to be hitting around like 4 or 5 million or so if you give him a good amount of orbs, I'd say. With support, probably. So you have to keep in mind, like, again, this is a very, very important thing to consider. But that's why I gave him the great raise on super attack, because that will help alleviate that a little. So here's the final physical Goku. I gave him, of course, all types key 3 HP attack and defense plus 70%. Again, I think that just makes sense to me for all 3 of these units. His super attack, he used to not do anything. He just got 80% attack at the start of turn, and that's it. He was very, very plain, so it's very hard to see what these units are going to do, obviously. So, super attack effect. I just gave him attack and defense raise for 6 turns. He caused supreme damage with high chance of stun. I got the stun chance from the Int Kid Goku. The Dokkan Fest Kid Goku is where I got the stun chance for him. I think this is an effect that we haven't sends the easy A's for the Kid Trunks, Kid Goten, and the 18. But they would be 50%. This guy would be only 30%, I believe. So it won't be as good as them. But, you know, he will have some easy Ace stats right here. Good 10.7k defense and 15.4k attack. Actually, his stats are lower than the other two in terms of the main offenses. He has higher HP, but honestly doesn't really matter as much. So he will suffer a little bit from there, which is why I did give him just flat out 150% attack and defense at the starter turn, which will work very well with this. Along with that, I give him an additional attack plus 59%, and he reduces damage received by 18% when he's performing a super attack. Obviously, again, 318. Well, at least the 18% right here. Obviously, Goku too. He gives all allies Key 3 and it reduces damage received by 18% when he's facing 2 or more enemies, or when he's facing 1 extreme class enemy. So essentially with this, he gives all allies Key 3 and all allies the damage reduction by 18%. So in total, he'll get 36% damage reduction in total once he performs a super attack. But he will give all allies this effect with 3 Key when he's facing 2 or more enemies or an extreme class enemy. So extremely powerful for Super Battle Road. He'll be very, very powerful paired with this Vegeta. Specifically, something to really think about. Though they won't really share many links though. They'll share these 3. So Transform, Saiyan War, and Shattering the Limit should be what they share. I believe that's what all of these units right here share, right? Yeah, Transform, Saiyan War, and Shattering the Limit. These two will share Saiyan Warrior Race, and that'll be it. So they'll share an okay amount of links. I feel like maybe one of them could be a support. Maybe you can add this as a support instead of the damage reduction. Maybe make a little more sense. But yeah, have made his great form a little different. He raises attack from one turn. He causes destructive damage, and he has a high chance to perform a critical hit temporarily. So I gave him the LR Janemba effect right here, but instead he only raises the attack normally for one turn. Temporarily, actually. This is gonna be temporarily. Let's change that. Actually, if it's temporarily, then kind of erase this. Yeah. And then he gets Key 1 per Key Sphere obtained. Just make it easier for him to super attack. I feel like all Great Apes should have an effect like that nowadays. Try to make them a little different, of course, just to kind of see some variety between the 3. But yeah, I would say all in all, if we kind of consider it, I feel like I wanted to make Raditz the best one out of the batch, because there's not going to be another like Great Ape Raditz coming out like anytime soon. I feel like we could easily see a Great Ape Dokkan Fest Vegeta. And I feel like we could easily see a Great Ape Kid Goku Dokkan Fest as well. So it doesn't really matter for those guys to be super, super powerful compared to Raditz. I feel like Raditz, they probably should make a little better, just so that he could age. If he out-ages these two, I'll be perfectly fine with that, honestly. That's why you made him change his own orbs, and that's why I made his Great Ape form more obviously powerful, because the Rainbow Key Sphere changing will be very good, and he also gets the actual key per Rainbow Key Sphere, so it's easy for him to super, and he affects the turn after the Great Ape form, whilst these guys don't really affect anything outside of the Great Ape form. They just kind of transform and they do some damage, and that's it. They don't help the team at all after that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of these concepts. Which one do you guys think is the best? I feel like Raditz personally for my design, and let me know. And outside of that, let me know what you guys think these guys will do. And let me know if you're excited as well for some more Global First stuff. I said let me know a lot. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.